Don't make me angry.
That's right.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
Where is Jon Stewart? You don't have to put these on right now, but would you like these paid? No.
Dave never thought of that. Yeah. Just it's something. It's just he was too busy trying to figure out what he was.
When did we even think of that? By the way, I don't think that was that. I think
Probably
it was more
had time for
recent.
the moose, though, right?
What's that?
He had time for moose or product or whatever.
His hair looked great. He was more worried about his hair than the show. No question.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of KMS Reloaded. So initially, I was going to be recapping the previous two Kirk Minahan show episodes. I was going to do that tomorrow. I just got my lights in today because the lighting in this room's terrible. And I was messing around with the lights. And my phone kept going off. Twitter notification. And it's weird because the only person I have the alert on is for Kirk or the main show account. And that's how I learned that, unfortunately, Jon Stewart had passed away. And so what I decided to do was to throw out the idea of recapping the last two shows and filming it tomorrow. I'm filming right now at 12:43 a.m. because I want to make sure this show gets out for Thursday. And I just figured we'd do a little KMS Reloaded tribute to Jon Stewart, and we'll use his appearance on KMS from late July. I think it was like July 25th or something like that, 22nd. So for those of you that don't know, or I should say for those of you who didn't know anything about Jon, because I didn't, he unfortunately he passed at the age of 59 at the end of October. I read in his obituary that and this is, Kirk and the braver souls can play with this one, but he was an altar boy and he was a Boy Scout. He was big into the Knights of Columbus. He was a Worcester native. He worked in the Treasury Office, the Worcester Public Library. He worked at the Department of Health for over 30 years. He was big into the Hearing Aid Fund. And like I said earlier, I don't know if I said it earlier, but I meant to. I never met Jon. I never talked to him. I never interacted with him on Twitter. I don't think he ever even called into one of the shows when I was on. But he was one of us. So, I mean, it's one of those things when if you saw Kirk's tweet, you can kind of see that, that he took it hard. Like it affected him. And I don't know how many people out there, rich people, famous people, whatever the fuck you want to say, I don't know how many of those types of people would, shed a tear over someone like us. So I figured, what the fuck? Let's make a Jon Stewart tribute episode. All right, so Justin's in this episode, which I was shocked to hear. I totally forgot about that guy. It's at this point of the show. This was, like I said earlier, a late July show. The guys were having trouble with the heat. They were having trouble with obviously in the previous winter, they were having trouble with the heat. They were having trouble with the AC in the summertime, which is what's going on in this episode. There is, I think it's like 85 degrees out or 86 degrees out or something like that, or 85 degrees in the studio. And, there's fucking roaches. I forgot about the roaches in the goddamn place. That's disgusting. And they're talking about wanting to get out of their lease, which is hilarious. Kirk in this episode, he's given deadlines to Dave about finding a new studio. And is at a point in the show, he's like, if you had to find a studio in the next 7 minutes, what would you do? And it's just funny to know that they're, it's January 5th, and they're still there. So this is just an episode. So here we go. So, fucking the first thing when I watched this, obviously knowing unfortunately that Jon had passed. First thing you start off watching this is Jon is, in a fucking bright purple shirt. He's pimped out to the nines. He's all smiles. He's got this big, huge smile that's always on his face. He's got a great radio voice, like a weird, like one of those weird kind of funny voices that really fits. And unlike me, he was very, very prepared. I could take notes just on that guy taking notes for the show. So, I got a bunch of clips. This is basically going to be like a greatest hits of John's best moments of the show. So first off, we got him just coming out. This is early in the show too. He's coming out the gate and he is firing on all cylinders. And who does he take shots at? But my boy, Blind Mike.
What about Mike's stand-up? That was impressive how he did the walk around and everything, just like he was a real comic.
Like he was a real comic. Ooh, that one hurt a little bit. And I didn't put it in the show because I wanted to make this about John, but there's another bad part in the show where the clip from Mike basically whining that he doesn't want to be at the live show. Yeah, that wasn't a good look. I love you, Mike, but that was not a good look. But fucking John, man, he comes out firing on all cylinders. Right after that, the clip I just showed you, he starts pulling shit out. He's not fucking around. This dude's got notes. He's got a folder. This dude's just firing on all cylinders right from the get-go. And he just holds their feet to the fire.
How about ASCAP? Do we have to pay any ASCAP fees, or does the Wilbur cover those? Is that going to be a line item on our bill?
It's covered.
I believe it's covered.
It was all included in the rental agreement.
Chrono asked about that
I
as
never
well.
saw.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you have a rider?
Rico?
No, like a rider with snacks and things like that?
Like Van Halen?
Yeah.
No, I did not. They had a bunch of drinks backstage. I'm not a big,
Good setup provided. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have used maybe little finger food. I could have used some pretzels and maybe a couple of grapes, but I didn't ask. You got to ask. Dave will tell you, I'm low maintenance, ironically.
Very low maintenance.
Well, that's why you got to write it in the rider.
Yeah, but I've said this before. Van Halen made sense. They were doing it, famously. Was it brown M&Ms? Is that what it was? But they were doing it so they were making sure that people were paying attention. Because if they fuck that up, what else are they going to fuck up? I never had a problem with that.
Well, that was easy for us because we had it right on stage.
What's that?
What was going to be fucked up?
That's true.
That was not fair.
That was my
That is
rider.
not
A call
fair.
named fuck up wasn't my rider.
It's also not a fair judgment of that.
Fucking John is just ripping Dave all show. I love it. What can you say? Fucking John, man. That's funny. Here's another clip that I really liked. This is him kind of running the show.
Eddie Endelman came up yesterday kind of tangentially on Felger and Maz.
Oh, was that right?
You got that, Dave?
Yeah, I do. Let me see.
And then there's news about somebody who's kind of Austin famous.
Kind of Austin famous.
Austin.
Oh, Boston famous. Who, Trenny?
Trenny.
What happened with her?
Dave?
Wait, you just want to do the Felger and Maz thing?
We're doing I don't mind this. Hold on. We're talking about Andy Gresh's jaw, Andy Hart, his partner, who I don't know who that is, and Trenny, my old friend Trenny, who I think is married now.
Yes. Yeah, she
Believe.
found the love of her life. Remember?
Jesus
She was
God.
just walking by.
That poor guy. Good.
John just coming in hot, making demands of Dave. I love it. That's the type of confidence that I would have never had walking in there. Dear God. Oh, man. John had that old man confidence. Like he didn't give a fuck. That's funny. So the next clip I got of and again, I'm just gonna be hitting the best of John's best moments. The next clip is probably my favorite clip of John. And this is kind of Jon Stewart's master work right in play in front of you. So he had these notes, written on look like a folder maybe and some envelopes. And he's Kirk's on his puppet strings and he's just, Kirk's just he's like a marionette and John's just pulling the strings, man. He goes to his notes and Kirk just fucking dances for him. Kirk just dances for him. John the puppet man.
How much would it cost?
I don't know what the office were. I mean, everyone's remote now, right?
That's the thing. I think we're in
Yeah.
a good spot.
This is incredible.
Thank you, John.
Isn't this his business?
Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real estate guy.
I can't believe he doesn't have like 5 ideas.
It is
What are you talking
incredible. It
about,
is
John?
incredible.
What do you
It's
mean I don't
totally
have
fair.
5
You have nothing.
ideas?
You're like, oh, I'd probably go on the internet.
What am I going to tell you?
I don't know anything. That's why I'm asking
Location?
you.
I'm going to say, oh, Lexington on X Street. What do you think I'm going to do?
No,
I
give me
know
a couple of towns that you're looking at.
I would say I would.
Everyone knows where this is anyway.
The
so
podcast has a house realtor.
Who?
What's his name?
Grillo?
Oh, he's dead.
No, our house realtor.
Rich Mandarin.
Rich Mandarin.
Oh, that's true.
Cookies.
That's true. You're right. It's an oldie but a goodie.
On his game.
Oldie but goodie. Gotta love the dad jokes because they landed. But yeah, just fucking again, all show he's just ripping Dave. I love it. Ripping him on his real estate expertise that, Dave obviously has none of. And I thought this was a really good couple of clips right here that I kind of put together. This is John talking a little bit about his family.
Ticket buying experience has changed though, because the day I bought tickets for your show about 2 weeks ago, at that point I checked out Roxy Music because my son and I are going to go see Roxy Music.
Oh, yeah? I know you have a son.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Dave?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
He said
I have a child,
he has a son.
Oh, I don't know.
Did you know that?
Son? No, I did not.
How old's your son?
20.
Okay. Is he a big music fan like you?
Yes, he performs a little bit too.
Oh, he does? Yeah. Okay, good. Good guy?
Great guy.
Good.
Love him.
Okay, so yeah, I would hope so.
So we've never gone to a live show, except for one live. But
Yeah.
we agreed to go see Roxy Music with me in September,
Nice.
around the time of our birthdays. And
Nice.
All right, so now we got John showing off how fucking smart he is.
And he played, because his brother was very involved in most all those HBO shows. Tim Van Patten, he directed many, many episodes of Game of Thrones.
That's not his son, that's his brother?
Yeah,
That's his brother?
yeah,
How much younger is he?
much.
Really? I always thought that was his son. Because he
Me
had a
too.
son that was like a tennis player,
Yeah,
too.
Vince Van Patten.
He was like a pro, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
And he became a pro poker player.
Right, that I knew. Huh.
Just dropping the knowledge bombs on Kirk. Should have been maybe, who knows, maybe Jon Stewart would have been a great trivia partner. I thought this was a good clip too. I thought this was a really funny clip of John. Right here. Fucking Kirk just rattles Justin in this clip. Oh my God, you can hear it in his voice. There ain't no faking this.
Same with you, Justin. You have any time off you need to take other than today?
No.
Okay. Is today a vacation day? Am I paying you for this day?
No, you don't have to. No.
He's working.
What are you doing?
I'm.
You seem like a zombie.
I guess the heat had me rattled.
Rattled? This is not your fault.
I don't know.
I'm here. He's not bothering me.
He likes to fix things for you, and if you can't fix
I
it,
appreciate
he
it.
feels like he's to blame.
Doing a great job overall, but I don't know what it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Other things are your fault. This isn't your fault.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Jon Stewart has 5 million ideas.
Yeah, he's an idea machine.
You're burying them. You're not even selling it. You're sitting there like a zombie.
I like John.
What
Is he
else,
going to
John?
do? Is it time for him to present? Dun dun, dun dun.
Fucking Shark Tank theme song. Oh man, guy had a great sense of humor. So yeah, fucking Kirk right there is just giving out free vacations. The longer part of that clip is Kirk is, just basically telling Dave, "Hey, you need to take some time with your family," which I'm pretty sure Dave ends up blowing them off. Was that who he blew off to spend time with Cupcake? When Cupcake was pegging him? I don't really remember. I think that might have been it. But anyway, oh no, yeah, because he went to Santa's Village in the middle of fucking July or something, wasn't it? I don't remember. But anyway, yeah. Kirk's just giving away free vacations, apparently. Wish he was giving away free jobs, but guess I blew that. So then we got John just still. I mean, this is like 3/4 of the way into the show, and he's just still making Dave and the boys dance for him.
Have you ever heard Mike laugh, Dave?
Yes, I have.
What's the question? Or why are you laughing? Oh. Oh, John wanted you to do that?
Like, I walked in there all cocky when I did my 2 shitty appearances. And obviously, I was nervous as hell, bullshit confidence. But I would never think to have like, oh yeah, Dave, cue me up some sound. Like, Yeah, I would never thought to do something like that. So good on him. This is a really fun episode to go back and rewatch. I forgot how good he was on this episode. And then this next clip, we get to find out how big of a Minifan Mr. Stewart is.
How many shows have you been to?
5, I think.
5. You were at the
Each of the Sacos, well, each year.
right, Wilbur.
Wilbur,
Yeah.
twice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Madawaska
You were at
One.
Madawaska 1 you were
Yep.
at. Okay.
and Magnolia 1.
You were at Magnolia, right. And you were at the, I believe you were at the 5K, right?
Yes,
I saw you that day.
I was at the vigil, but I left before the live show.
John was an OG, like an OG. I never went to any of that shit. I had an opportunity to go to all that, and I was too chicken shit. Oh my God, what if I see someone and they talk to me? Now I'm doing this stupid show and this fucking Jesus Christ. I could have been chilling with Jon Stewart. The only Jon Stewart you'd want to hang with, by the way. All right, so then John talks about his favorite movie, which happens to be one of my favorite movies. And he actually reminded me of a movie that I'm actually going to watch. I've always wanted to check it out, but I've never actually seen it. So now I have an excuse to watch it.
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. That's one of that's. When people say, I can make a case that the guy who directed The Godfather directed a better movie than The Godfather, and The Godfather 2. That's unbelievable. What he did in those 7 years, Godfather 2, Conversation, Apocalypse Now. I just watched a Conversation the other day. It's
The last 5 minutes of the conversation is probably riveting television, movies, whatever.
and has the greatest actor of all time. He did that, and then it's wild. He did nothing else. Forget about close, not even remotely close after that. Did he just die in making Apocalypse Now, essentially, like creatively?
I think people say that there's like an arc to your career, kind of like you were talking about Barkley coming down on the other end, and you just hit the moment where you're in the right place.
Where am I
doing
now?
the right thing, right there, baby.
I'm on my way down.
No, you're right where you.
I'm at the top right now. When's it? So it's the only way I'm going is down at this point.
Well, Cullinane doesn't clean up his act.
Every fucking opportunity takes a shot at Cullinane. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And again, I guess we have to give Cullinane credit for being a good sport. Ooh, fuck you, Cullinane. This is about John. This is about John. Let's keep it about John. So yeah, I never saw the Conversation. I never saw that film, so I've always wanted to. So I'm gonna check it out in John's honor. All right. So the last real cut I have of John is he talks about his trip to the golf course to visit Justin.
So one of his coworkers was working that day. My son and I went to get a hot dog, and I asked about Justin, and we were waiting for the hot dog. And
Was this a young lady or?
yeah, young
What day
lady,
was this?
Oh, jeez.
a while back.
Okay.
Okay.
And my son says as we're driving away, he goes, "Is this guy your drug dealer?" Because you seem you seem weirdly fascinated about.
What did the woman say
location.
about him?
He's a great colleague, good guy. They are
How old was she?
younger.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I bet.
So it's unfortunately at this part of the show, and there's not much left. There's probably only like 20 minutes or so left, but it's really kind of unfortunate that his camera fucking cuts out. And it's just on Kirk for the rest of the show. And I was gonna put some stuff in. I was gonna try to put it in, and I did some cuts of it, but it just this is a show about Jon Stewart. How can I not have Jon Stewart? How could I not have the clips of Jon Stewart? I wanted to have like him saying goodbye or something, like that. I was gonna close out the show, but unfortunately, we don't really get anything like that. It just ends essentially, and it ends. Dave like cuts off the end of the show. So we don't really get this. We don't really get to see John say goodbye on his last appearance on the KMS show. I guess not that it really fucking matters. Really, who gives a shit, moron? But he does have some final words on the Kirk Minahan show, and he is going to close out this show. And before I do, in his obituary, it says that if you want to, in lieu of flowers, if you want to make a contribution to the Pioneers Care Program at St. John's High School in Shrewsbury, Mass., and I will put the link in the show description. So I'm going to have John close us out. I really don't know what to say. I'm not really good at this kind of thing, but I just wanted to do my own tribute to, like I said, to someone that was one of us. So rest in peace, Jon Stewart.
I love it, but I think air conditioning would be a better experience.
You think?
I agree with that.